What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you don't know who I am, my name is Coco Sultana, and I'm currently documenting my bodybuilding prep. So I will be competing in a show in 18 weeks, and today I thought I would do a comparison on my two shows. So I did do a show pre-COVID, and I think the main difference between the two is my first show, I was a little bit overweight and I was trying to lose weight, versus this one, I am underweight, trying to gain muscle, gain some weight, and hopefully look great on stage. So let's get into it. I'll be breaking down this video in a few subcategories that I thought were important for any bodybuilding competition or bodybuilding prep. The first one being is the goal. So what was the goal of each show? Obviously they were significantly different, with one of them losing weight, one of them gaining weight. So I guess it was in regards to weight, but there's different values to each one. My second one would be like my mental health with each one. There's a big difference between trying to lose weight in a competition versus trying to gain weight, and like you kind of see the muscles develop versus you're losing weight and you don't see anything until it's competition time. Next one is the support systems with both of them. I was in completely different scenarios with each one, so I really want to touch on that. Also want to touch on my expectations after each show. So what I was thinking my expectations would be after the first show versus the second one, or what I'm hoping my expectations are, especially with the second one, because it hasn't happened yet, so I really don't know how I'm going to react, but I'm preparing myself for it. And the last one, I don't know how to title this, so I'm going to title it social media, but it's the social media aspect of each one. So the first one where I was not in a good headspace, just not feeling myself, and I was hiding more than anything because I was losing weight. I wasn't comfortable with myself, so I wasn't posting anything, versus now I'm posting everything on social media and I'm being very transparent with the whole process. So I'll be going into more detail with each one. So let's go. So let's start with the first one, the goal of each competition. So my first competition, the main goal was to lose weight. The story starts on Christmas Day in 2018, and I was given, or the family was given, a scale. At this time, I had just moved to a new town, I had no friends, I had no job, I had literally no purpose, I couldn't get a job on top of that, and I was significantly overweight. So I will post, because I did find it, but I will post what my weight started at versus what it was for the show, because I track everything and I have it saved. So here's what it is. So I started the top weight, I think it was like 155, and I lost a bunch of weight. So the second competition, so now I'm in a position where I have to gain weight. And gaining weight is a lot easier because I can still have a cheat meal every Friday. If I go over my calories, it's okay because I'm trying to gain the weight. But in my first competition, I was so like gung-ho on losing weight because I was just not in a good headspace, that there was no cheat meals, there was no seasoning on any food. I was eating everything so clean. Like, the amount of weight that I lost in that amount of time is definitely unheard of. It's not unrealistic, and I'm not saying that it was unhealthy because I was eating, but I was in a I was in a calorie deficit, and it works. If you're willing to commit for a few months on losing weight, you have to do it for more than like 2 months before you start noticing a difference, and that has to be every day. So I did not have any cheat meals. I woke up, made my egg whites, very clean eating in the first competition. This one, I think my coach said that I can have cheat meals until basically the end, because if I now don't eat enough, I lose overnight. Like, if one day I skip eating my calories, the next day I lost weight. So we're thinking, my coach and I, that I'm gonna be able to eat like 2,500 calories, 25 to 2,600 calories until 2 weeks out of my show, and then I'm gonna take 2 weeks to go into a calorie deficit to really get cut and stuff. But even 2 weeks, it might be like, it might be more than enough time for me because I lose everything so fast. Like I have to keep maintaining with food. So those are the two big differences in each show. So now we're gonna touch on my mental health with each show. So like I said, my first show, I was not in a good headspace. I started, so again, going back to the story, we got the scale on Christmas, and that was the heaviest I've ever been, and that was like a wake-up call, like, oh my gosh, like this, I don't look good. Like I don't feel good. I am not happy with everything that's happening around me. I'm lonely, I'm depressed, like this is not good. So I decided, what do I need to do for myself? What's the one thing that I know that I can do in this town where I don't know anyone and like that I can kind of make some connections with people? And that was the gym. So I started going to the gym and I started focusing on my health and just trying to be better, just trying to get myself out of this like funk, I guess. And one of the trainers that was at that gym was so jacked. I won't say her name. If you're from my town, you know who I'm talking about. She has dark hair, super jacked. And I remember asking her, like, what are you training for? Like you look amazing. And she kind of explained to me bodybuilding, and I asked her more about it, and she's like, you can easily do it. I'm watching you train, like you'd be able to do this. So I was like, okay, I had the money because I was on EI because I couldn't get a freaking job. And so I had the money to do everything. I just literally had nothing to do. So I was like, okay, sign me up. It's something that I can like set my mind to, get my mind off like being a loner. So I started doing it, and I had no idea how much weight I was going to lose. Like I'll do a comparison. I'll show you guys some pictures of what I look like during my prep versus at the end. But I want this to be said because it's completely true. You can lose as much weight as you want. If your environment isn't good, you're gonna still hate yourself. It doesn't matter how skinny you are. It doesn't matter how good you look. If you don't feel good about yourself, you're gonna hate yourself. So now with the second show, so let's go into the second show because the second show is like the light, the like happy, positive side. I find when someone's in a good mental health space, it's easy for them to learn things, and it allows them to be more open to learning things. So I'm right now in a position where my mental health is fantastic. I'm in a situation, an environment where I'm very healthy, I'm striving. I have a good support system, which I'm going to get into next, but I do have a good support system now. And I'm in a position where I can learn, but I also have the capacity to teach. And I think that's a big thing, and that's something that I'm trying to explore more and obviously share with you guys. But I think being in a good headspace changes everything. Like it doesn't even matter how my body looks. I'm like, I was able to squat that yesterday and I couldn't do that like a long time ago. Like you take the pressure off yourself and you kind of add the pressure on like your purpose and like that drive to like just be your best self. You're not looking at anyone else. You're not competing with anyone else. You want to feel good because you want to fucking feel good. Feels good to feel good. Support system. So in my first show, my first prep, I was in an environment where I was living with my family. Whatever, it's fine. They didn't really understand what I was doing, and they didn't understand how much I was committed to it. The story that I want to share is the story about the ribs, where I said it in my previous video, but there was a time where I was sitting there eating my like tilapia fish with my family, and they were all eating these like juicy, saucy ribs, and I'm eating my tilapia fish with my salad and like my rice. I didn't look at them. I just kept eating my food. I was just minding my business, and like they kind of like looked at me and were like, "You want some ribs? Like, would you like some ribs? Like, I bet you wish you had this." And like, obviously, I wish I had that. Like, I don't appreciate you guys are like dangling a carrot in front of my face, but I didn't budge. I didn't say anything. I just focused on I wanted it so badly. So I focused on my own food and I did what I had to do. So it was hard. It was hard not having a good, healthy support system. Like, they were obviously encouraging and like asking me questions and like encouraging me to do whatever I want, but now I'm in a position where I'm with my partner. We're eating the same food often. Like, he wants to be healthy too. I'm eating healthy. He's pushing me to eat more so that I can gain more weight, gain more muscle, and like, it's just better. It's better when you have someone that actually wants, not necessarily wants to do it with you, but like cares about what you're doing, if that makes sense. So, my first bodybuilding competition, I was losing weight so quickly. I was strong, I was motivated, not motivated, but I was like basically living on delusion of motivation. I just wanted to prove everyone wrong, basically. And I was like, I'm gonna win this. I'm gonna win this. I'm gonna get a sponsor. I'm gonna look fantastic. No, I was so wrong. I was so freaking wrong, okay? So I went in there with the expectation of winning and being the best. And that backfired so much on me because I didn't even like competing afterwards. Like, I think I put all my eggs in one basket and then it exploded in my face and I was like, I don't even want this basket anymore. Don't even want to look at it. So don't go into that mentality where you're gonna win. You gotta go into a mentality of a healthy mentality. So now I'm in my second prep, okay? And this is my mentality. If I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. I'm gonna have the nicest body and the nicest ass I've seen in a long time. That is the one thing that I'm excited for. I'm excited that it's gonna be summer and I'm gonna look fantastic. Then I'm hoping to continue, so I really wanna look good afterwards. So even if I lose, I still wanna continue competing just because of how much I've loved everything about this. I love the diet, which is crazy. I love the diet. I love muscles. I love looking strong. I love like just taking care of myself. I love that people are approaching me, asking me what I'm doing. It's just, like, I don't know. I feel more fulfilled, where the other one I was trying to prove a point, and this one I'm just trying to enjoy it, I guess. Is the best way to say it. So my last category, and I know I titled this a little bit funky, I'm going to call it social media. I really want to touch on this because there's a lot of factors that come into social media with both competitions. So my first competition, again, I was in a weight loss, mental health was not good, support system wasn't the best. I was not posting anything. Like, when you don't like yourself, even if you look good, if you don't like yourself, you're not going to take a selfie of yourself. You're not going to take a selfie and be like, I look beautiful today. You're going to be like, why did I just do that? Like, why did I just take a picture of myself just for me to like hate myself, right? And it doesn't matter what you look like. If you have that mentality, you could be beautiful. You're still going to hate yourself. So I wasn't taking any pictures. I was just documenting my weight. It was my biggest thing. I had to lose weight. I had to lose weight. I had to lose weight. Yeah, I wanted to hide. I wanted to keep everything to myself. I didn't want to tell anyone what I was doing. Nobody knew what I was doing because it just looked like I was losing weight. So yeah, I was keeping it all to myself. Now I'm in a position where I want to help people. I want to share my experiences with people. I have people reaching out to me saying like, you have motivated me to like maybe do a bodybuilding competition one day, and like that's what I'm doing it for. I want to be transparent about like my journey and that anyone can do it if you want to, but you have to have the right mentality going into it. Another recommendation that I would do is check on like TikTok. TikTok is my favorite one right now to get recipe ideas. So right now I hate plain Greek yogurt. I just can't stand it. So I've been looking at like videos on like what people are doing to make it taste better or just adding it to recipes. So right now I'm adding my Greek yogurt as a coating on my chicken so that I'm getting the protein from the yogurt and I don't have to eat just the yogurt, but at least I'm having it on my chicken cooked and it's so good. I might make a video on that if you're interested, but yeah, just finding like little ways like that, or like little treats, snacks that are low calories, high in protein. I think that has been a big game changer, and that's something that I didn't do in my first competition. Another thing that I'm doing with social media is obviously posting, but I'm doing a lot more research. So I'm, especially with posing, there's so many ways that bodybuilders are like posing and like just um, the way that they like move their hands. And I find like that's my hardest thing right now is like moving your hands like a bodybuilder. Um, so I'm watching a lot of videos on that and like tips and tricks and bodybuilders documenting their journeys and watching them. Like I've just been like living in bodybuilding world right now, and I'm learning so much, and it's something that I did not do in my first competition. Again, because I was so focused on losing weight. I didn't care about the show. I didn't care about the art of bodybuilding. I just wanted to lose weight. It's a beautiful sport. Anyone can do it. It's hard, but do your research, prepare yourself, and set your mind to it, and you can do anything. You're unstoppable. So those are my main differences in both my competitions. If you have any questions or if anything seemed unclear, please post them in the comments below and I'd be more than happy to help you out. And I think I've been posting every Sunday now, so I'm gonna make it a Sunday thing. So every Sunday is gonna be my content day, and hopefully I live up to it. So I'll see you next Sunday.